Okay, so these are sheets that I got, I don't even know when, a long time ago, probably at Michael's or Joann. It doesn't say. Craft store somewhere. They have been in my drawer of burlap for a long, long time. But obviously I have multiple colors. This one is more of a linen. So we'll put that aside. So this would be, you know, doable in multiple different colors. But you're going to need a template of a butterfly. So a cutout or, you know, something that you can print out and trace. We have a few of these wooden butterflies left in the shop. So I'm going to, they're in the Maker's Market under Shelf Sitters. And I'm just going to use this as my template, I believe. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to trace this out. You're going to want a good pair of scissors. I'm going to use my fabric scissors. To cut it out. But we're going to need 2 of these. So you could do one in the burlap color, or you could layer them in 2 different colors. But I think I'm going to make them both the same color. Let's make this a little darker so I can see it. So this burlap it has like a sticky layer on the back. It's stiff, so it's not like regular burlap. I'm not sure how well it would work, but you know, I'm sure you could do it with regular burlap. Whether you have some ribbon laying around, burlap ribbon, or sheets of regular burlap. I just thought this might work for my first attempt at it, since it's got some rigidity to it. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. I'm going to cut one more out, so I'll speed it up for you for that one. Okay, now I think what I'm going to do is just try to make a little fold on either side of the body in here, on one of them. And I could do the same thing on this one, but I don't know if you have to do it on the one behind. But we're going to try it. So basically, these are going to be layered on top of each other. And by the way, I used my fabric scissors because I was thinking I was dealing with fabric, but I forgot that this, you know, has this rigidity on the back of it, and I should not have used my fabric scissors. So now I have compromised my fabric scissors. Now I'm just going to take a tiny little bit off with my regular scissors. Just going to shave it down ever so slightly to be a little smaller. And I'm just eyeballing this. just so that the one in front is a little bit smaller than the other one in the back. And if it's not perfect, I don't think it's going to matter. So again, just a hair. Okay, I'm gonna get my hot glue gun going. Now I've got some different embellishments. I've got twine here. I have got some lace ribbon, some buttons, and I'm going to take a peek to see if I have these small flowers that might work. That are neutral, kind of neutral. I have a lot of colored little flowers. I have like a little yellowish one. Here we go. I may have more of a neutral one, so it just depends on the look that you want. You could even maybe layer them over top of each other. If you had like some little pearly kind of beads, that would be pretty to layer in there. But while my hot glue gun is going, so you might want to just put like a button on. While my hot glue gun is heating up, I'm going to attempt to take my twine. I'm just using this white twine. Depending on the color of the burlap that you're using, you could use, like if I was gonna layer this with pink, or do 2 layers of pink, or do, you know, a pink and a blue, then I might want to use just regular neutral, this color twine. But the first thing I'm going to do on this end is just tie a tiny little knot on the end there, and then trim it off right at the end. This is going to be what forms the antenna. So I need to make another one right about here. I'm going to do my best to get another knot right where my thumb is. Just kind of holding it there. So let's see. Will that work? Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to cut that off. That I could use my fabric scissors. So that way I can glue those on right in the middle and have some cute little antlers. I keep calling them antlers, antenna, like that. And then I might be able to layer some flowers over top. But I'm gonna give this, my glue gun needs just a little bit longer to heat up. And then I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with the lace. So let's go ahead and do the lace portion first. So on my top piece, I am going to just have my lace ready. I'm gonna put a thin layer of glue along this whole side, and then I'm just going to press this down on top of it. And then I'm going to come in and I'm just going to cut that off exactly along the edge. There are so many ways that you can make some really pretty butterflies. So for this side, I think what I should do, since I see where it is on this side, I'm gonna get an idea of about where that is. I can see it through here a little bit. So if I mimic that over here to get an idea, I think what I'm better off doing is putting the glue, so I'm going to go over top of this again. And then I'm going to press it upside down and kind of line it up with that line that I just, but then I got to pick it up right away because it's going to go through there and stick to the paper. So now, hopefully when I cut it, which I need my fabric scissors for this one, hopefully now it will look more even. And all you really need is just a little bit. Okay, so that's a little bit more even. Just that pretty little lace on the end. And I didn't even need that much. Still feel like I have more on this side than the other, but that's okay. So now, let's get this string on here. So I'm gonna put a little dollop fold these together. And get them on before it dries. And then I can layer that one on top of this one. Again, just trying to make sure it doesn't stick to the table with the paper behind it. That's what I've got now. And then just if you want to add any little embellishments, you could. I don't know if I have any white. Tiny little white flowers. I've got so many flower leftovers, but I don't know if I have any small enough. That's probably the smallest I'm gonna find. Yeah, I'd really like them to be just a little bit smaller, but this is what I've got. So I may still raid all of my flower drawers and such, but you could definitely do something more like that and overlap just a couple out. This will give it a little pop of color, so I'll use my pale yellow one since that will go with my spring decor. But you could do a bunch of these in different colors, you know, pretty colors. If you can find cardstock would work too, cardstock or burlap, but I just liked the look of this. And then you could take a little small clip, clothespin clip, and you could glue it right to the top of that. And then you can clip it onto things. So there you go, voila. I can clip it right onto anything, my finger for now, and then you have a pretty butterfly. So many different options that you can do with this.